He's a family man. He's an entrepreneur. He is an award-winning commissioner, and he will be the next mayor of West New York. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Count J. Wiley.
Thank you so much again for coming here, being a part of this, being a part of believing in me, being a part of my future, and not only for mine, but also West New York, which is most important. You know, not for nothing, I have a lot of people here, and I feel like this is a big family. You know, we've seen each other. You guys continuously support me for the last 2 years that we've been doing this. And I tell you, like I always explain to you guys, none of the money has ever gone wasted. It's always gone to a good cause, to the community. You know, the money that you donate to me, again, doesn't come to me, but it goes back to the people of West New York. And even if that doesn't matter to you, but at least it goes to the good cause of feeding people, taking care of families, and making a difference, and making someone's life a lot better than what it could have been if I didn't get involved. You know, there's so much to say, and I just want to say again, thank you. What I want to also talk about is that what's happening in West New York, again. You know, you've seen me fight for many years here in West New York. Not one, but it's been 3 years already.
Right.
I haven't had a moment of peace since I've been involved with this town. You know, when you first run for the first 3 years, you think, you understand it's going to take a lot, it's going to take a war to get in. And I believed in a guy that was above me. I don't have a problem. Remember something, you can't be a leader unless you're a good follower, you're a good soldier. And I knew there was a lot for me to learn in the interim of me doing this and running for commissioner. And I did learn a lot. And any moment I had, I absorbed everything possible that I would understand what it is to run a government. See, there's one thing about learning things in a book, but there's one thing about real life, and it's a whole different world. Okay, that's something that the book can't teach you. And that's teaching you about people every day, people who are going home hungry. They're not taken care of, you know, and one of the things we are, and what we need to be to each other, is a servant to each other. And that's the biggest thing. That's why we're here, number one, on earth, is to help each other grow, and make a difference. Because when you're blessed to have that opportunity to make that next step and to do something in your life, as I have been, we're not meant to hold the money for ourselves. We're meant to give that to help somebody else. Yes. Remember, we're here a short time on this earth.
That's right.
And how I look at my future here in West New York, it's a short term. You know, I don't look at this as my career. I don't, especially being in politics. I look at it as my opportunity to make a difference, to make this town a better place to live. And I've noticed that of all the towns in Hudson County and all the politics that are taking place, this is the only town I realize that's suffering out of everybody. And I'm sure every town has their issues and has their problems, but we really have a mass of people here that are not living the quality of life that they deserve. And I believe that should be a lot better. And remember something, I've been in this office, I've served in this office for 3 years, and I've seen lots of places where there can be improvement, where there's not money being recklessly spent in the town, abuse of contracts, abuse of power, meaning that the people themselves, how they're disrespected, that when you need to get an appointment with a mayor, you have to wait 2 months.
Wow.
What did I elect you for? You know? This I can't understand, and I don't tolerate it. And as you know, Ralph has said, you know, this is something I'm not going to stop. And I'm going to keep coming. I'm going to keep working harder, no matter what it takes to make this happen in West New York. I will not stop. I promise you that. Now, when I think of myself, like he says, I go home with the issues. There's things on my mind. The people that are working with me. And, you know, the funny part is that the people you see here, especially my volunteers, they're people that have been with me for the past 2 years. And I'm talking, I have people that didn't have a job, and they still come because they believe in what I'm doing to make this change. And they see the difference that I can make this happen in West New York. That I can make this life a lot better for them there. My agenda, remember something, is always the people first.
Right.
Never did I have in my heart when I came here, was it ever about me. I could have always abused the system just like any other politician, especially the other 4 elected officials that are sitting out in office with me. Okay, I believe in that. I have 5 children. I'm just as hungry as anybody else, believe me. You know, 3 girls through college. I understand that. I understand when a parent's got to make that happen and get their kid to get a better education. I can feel that. I've been through it. Paying taxes, I've been through that too. Hardships in my family, when you can't pay for your relative's funeral. I've had that happen in my own organization where I helped that gentleman out.
Yep.
But it's been a blessing to do that. It's been, I can't explain. No matter what I have, my bank account number stays the same. And all I pray about is, God, keep that bank account number the same so I can continue to do what I want to do.
Right.
And I can care less if it goes $1 more. It doesn't mean anything to you guys. Call me. Some people will look at me and say, Count, why don't you worry about your own? But that's not what I'm here for. And I really believe when I came into West New York, it was a calling of mine. Seeing that the people were suffering there, the 42% tax raise that took place, and people losing their homes, and it's still happening in West New York today. Nothing has changed. It's been 3 years with this administration. They've been against me. They've done everything you can imagine, from trying to get me locked up with the state of New Jersey, false accusations, false reports. I mean, the level that this administration has taken politics to, I haven't seen in any other town. And I know this politics are tough in other towns also, but not as bad as I've seen here. And experiencing this firsthand on myself. When someone wants to hurt you, and as far as take away where you have your family, a guy who's supporting children and people, and to make a better life, and they want to hurt you, and they want to put you in jail just because of their own interest, to grow power and control and money, and that greed that exists in their heart, that I cannot tolerate, and I won't continue to tolerate that. And I'm going to continue to fight, and I will make sure that no matter what happens, 2015, I'm not going to leave anything behind, guys. There isn't going to be, if I got to spend my last dollar in my pocket to make sure that we have the campaign that we deserve, to make sure that I've given everything that I could, I'm going to make sure that happens. Believe me, I'm here to the end.
That's right.
All out. There's no end to where I'm going to go. I have this one little thing about me, though, is something, if you realize, guys, I'm so much of a man in the sense that what I mean is that I love to hug, I love to kiss. If you notice that, I'm very tight with everybody, okay? But that's the passion and love that I have for the human being that are around me. You understand? That's how much each one of you mean to me. And everybody's an individual relationship to me, okay? And everybody has a need. And when I say that to you, when I talk to you, and whatever needs that you may have, I mean that. Don't hesitate to come to me, to ask me for something. Especially with the churches, my heart is wide open, okay? And I want to talk about what it means to be a servant, okay? Because that's a big word for a lot of people. People just don't understand. Being a commissioner or being the mayor, you got to remember something. When you want to be the greatest, you got to be the least also.
That's right.
That means that your responsibility is to serve every one of those people that make you the leader. And that's the most important thing to me. And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem cleaning up after you, or anything I can help you with, or lifting your furniture, or whatever it might take to make you happy, to make your life a little better. That's what I'm here for in West New York, to make that difference and make that change. Sometimes whenever I get up here, my speeches are never written, if you notice. I can't write what I feel. I can't write what's in my heart and what makes me burn inside to do everything I do, no matter what word I say or what comes out of my mouth, and my action, which is most important. This organization, what we have done in the past, remember, it's not me alone, but what we have done in the past 2 years, Thanksgiving turkeys, to all these seniors and people that are so thankful, that makes you want to do even double next year. The families that would have went without that food. We work with the shelters in this community. Just recently, we did a Little League baseball dinner where we had all the kids from seniors to minors, T-ball, the girls softball, and it was a fantastic turnout. We had about 650 people show up. And you know what the beauty was? It was like, even if there's someone sitting in this audience today, and what she said to me was, Count, you know what? It's the first time I feel like I'm at home. I feel comfortable here when I'm sitting with you and we're at this party. Never did I feel something like that in any other party that I've been into in town. That really hits me, because that's telling me I'm doing the job I'm supposed to. That's me bringing the community together, which is what's lacking in West New York, that doesn't exist. Because you have people who just don't care. They're more concerned about the business in town, holding office. And I'm going to tell you right up front, I can care less whether the people voted me out or they don't vote me in. Because no matter what, I made a promise and I'm here to make it better. And I couldn't imagine, sometimes at night when I'm sitting on my bed and I say, Cam, I gotta have peace in my heart. I'm more than 10 feet in. I'm way over my head as far as how far I got involved. And there's no turning back for me. Nor do I have any fear. I don't fear a man, I'll be honest with you guys. I'll stand in front of 10 men and take them on. But that's how I am, and that's the way I was built. And that's the way I feel about this town. I care about this town. Believe me, I didn't live here for 30 years. I didn't live here my whole life. But you know what it is to be a person so passionate? You don't have to live here 10 years. All you got to do is care about the people here in West New York and continue to want to make that life better. And maybe in my future, bigger things will happen, and I can maybe represent the state of New Jersey. Who knows?
That's right.
Whatever God's plan is for me. Whatever God's plan is for me here, what I have to do now, this is my first step, and this is the change I'm going to make.